and welcome to A Sunny Book Nook. Today I am going to be showing you my March TBR. So I haven't done my February wrap-up yet. However, it was only semi-successful. So what I've realized from that experience is that I cannot stick with strict TBRs. Like if I have like 12 books I want to read in a 28-day month, it's unlikely to happen. Also, I'm realizing there's a bit of a glare with the glasses, so I'm just gonna... Anyways, so I'm going to try to limit the amount of books I put on my TBR, but we'll see how effective that actually is, and let's just get right into it. I am participating in a bunch of readathons this month, and read-alongs. Me and Steph from Perks of Steph are reading The Transition Baby together, and we're going to be doing a live show at the end of the month. Follow me on Instagram down below. Subscribe to me and Steph so that you can follow along and read this with us, because I'm really interested in seeing this and seeing where this book goes. The first book on my TBR that is definitely the most high priority because it is a it is like a buddy read book club type of book. So I'm also participating in the Tis the Damn Readathon, a Taylor Swift readathon, because I am a massive Swiftie, if you didn't already know, which if you follow me on Twitter, you will know. And I am also participating in Middle Grade March, where basically, you want to read as much middle grade as possible, and participating in Celebrating Women's Month, which means I'm reading basically all women authors, except for a couple exceptions, maybe one or two exceptions. And then finally, it is also the Irish readathon, basically where you have to read as many Irish books as you want to or can. Even one could suffice. So for the Taylor Swift readathon, if you don't know what that is going on, I'll link the announcement video down below, and it's kind of like a bingo board with all of her albums, and you don't have to do the whole thing. Obviously, you can do any amount of prompts from any number of albums, and I chose to go with 5 different albums, my 5 favorite one of her albums, because I don't listen to old Taylor Swift. I listen to 1989 and upwards, which is, I know, don't come for me, but that's the type of Swiftie I am. So I'm going to be picking a prompt from each one of those 5 albums. The first album prompt is for Reputation, and for Reputation, the prompt that I'm choosing is read a book that is romance within a separate genre. And for this one, I think I'm going to pick Band Sinister, which is a historical fiction romance I've heard. I think I heard about this book on Books and Waffles channel. So yeah, I don't know anything about this. I just know that there's romance in it, but it's set in a pretty distinct background, and the genre is more historical fiction, I guess. So I think I'm going to go with that. The next album prompt was for Folklore, and for Folklore, the prompt that I'm choosing is reading a book based on mythology, and you guessed it, folklore. So for this one, I am going to be doing a Cinderella retelling book, All the Ever Afters, the untold story of Cinderella's stepmother. And I'm really interested in this book because I love fairy tale retellings. I adore them. I think they're so fun. And so I'm excited to see where this one goes and what direction this one takes us in. The next album I will be reading in accordance to is Evermore. And for this one, I am going with the Nobody, No Crime prompt, which is pick a mystery thriller. And for this one, The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane, which is also a middle grade, so that counts for my middle grade readathon situation as well. That's the mystery. That's for the Evermore prompt. And next I have the 1989 prompt, which I think is my favorite album. I always rotate around. Sometimes it's Evermore, sometimes it's Folklore, sometimes it's Reputation, sometimes it's Lover, sometimes it's 1989. It's a struggle for me, clearly. But for 1989, I am picking the prompt that says read a book with a number in the title. And for this one, I'm going to, make it easy for myself and go with Victor Laval's The Story Number 5, which is the 5th edition in this comic series that I've needed to continue reading. So I'm going to make myself read that for this prompt. And finally, the last Tis the Damn Readathon prompt I have is for the album Lover. And for this one, it's pick a 5-star prediction to read. And I think for this one, I'm going to go with Pew by Catherine Lacey. This has been a 5-star prediction for me for months now. now, and I think me and Jessie are reading it for Non-Binary Book Club. They contacted me, Jessie from Bow Ties and Books, they contacted me a few months ago saying that they were going to read this for the NB Book Club in March, but I'm not quite sure if that's still true or not, but regardless, I'm still going to be reading this book this month, hopefully. Actually, I will not be reading this book in the month of March. I'll be reading this in the month of April. Jessie let me know that it's actually going to be the April month NB Book Club pick. So yeah, that's just an update on that. I'm gonna continue talking about in the next clip what the book is about, but just to update you, Pew is no longer on the March TBR because I know you care so much. But also, to fulfill the lover prompt of like a 5-star prediction, I think that other books on my TBR, you'll see in the video, will also be on my 5-star prediction list, or it will come up in the month naturally. Like, I'll be in the mood to read something that I'm like, yeah, this seems like a 5-star prediction. So to be honest, I feel like I'm going to hit that mark regardless. So I'm not stressed about it, you know? I've just heard a lot of good things, and I'm really excited by the concept of it, which is basically the idea that they're in this American southern town, an unnamed, ungendered, racially ambiguous person is found asleep in the pew of the church, and how all the different villagers and the people in this city view this person reflects a lot about them. And I don't know, I just think it's gonna be interesting. Moving on to my middle grade March picks. Besides Mystery of Black Hollow's Lane, I'm also going to be picking up Hello Universe. This book I heard on Kat's channel. I'll link the video where she talked about it up in the cards. And I'm pretty sure it's about a kid who gets stuck in a hole somewhere and they have to save the kid. I don't know. It just seems like a sweet and fun middle grade, so I thought, whatever, I'll pick it up because I already have it saved on Scribd, so, And for the Irish Readathon, I will be reading Carmilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu, because this is a novella that is the sort of original vampire story, I guess, prefacing to Dracula, and I've heard that there's queer vibes in here, and I'm really interested in seeing, what's up with that. So yeah, that's exciting. So the only books written by men, I think, on this list, or books written by people who aren't women, are Victor LaValle's Destroyer, which I am obviously reading because it's a comic series, and it's by Victor LaValle, who is a man, and Carmilla, because the author is an Irish man, I believe, and not a woman. So, but I think everyone else is a woman, so, we're honoring women in this History Month. And I think that the other books I plan on reading this month that aren't on this list are probably going to also be written by women, and I obviously am going to read more books than the books on this TBR. It's just that, unlike last month, I didn't want to plan out my reading so particularly that, I just had all these books I had to read, as opposed to books I just, felt like reading, because I'm just a massive mood reader. So the books that I just pick up on a whim or choose to continue or whatever, I'll make sure that they're all by women. And if you want to follow me along as I'm reading them in the month of March and, which books I read first and whatever, follow me on Goodreads. That's always linked down below as well. And yeah, that's my March TBR. Thank you so much for watching, and I know this is a lot of different readathons and read-alongs that I'm participating in. I hope that you participate in the Detransition Baby reading with me and Steph, because that would be wonderful. I would love to know your thoughts on it as we read this. And comment, subscribe, all that stupid bullshit. I will see you in my next video, I guess. Bye!